my name's Mark Ripley. I'm a fox controller in the south of England. I've gotten used to the late nights and early mornings. It doesn't bother me too much, or at least if I'm hunting anyway. It doesn't matter to me if I shoot anything or not. It's just the experience of being out, just being free. So we're out early this morning on a farm. It's a sheep farm, this one. Lots of sheep and lambs out there on the hill. So we're just going to toot along the top here and just see if we can see anything out in the valley. Occasionally get foxes out sort of here, there and everywhere first thing in the morning on these hillsides. Yeah, it's always worth a look. Obviously best time to be out is at night, but you never know. It's always nice to have a look early mornings, summer months and that. It's lovely just being out. If you can knock over a fox while you're out, then happy days. Got something here. Yeah, we've got a fox out here, but he's a fair way off. It's at 490 metres. That is 10.29, so 10.25. Well, that was a great start for the morning. Yeah, that fox, I spotted him first of all. He was out by the little dew pond there up on the hill. I watched as he sort of made his way across that field. All the time I was struggling to get my gear out and get my gear ready for a shot, and he was getting further and further away. But it's a lovely still day today. There's hardly any wind, so I was quite happy just to stretch out on that. So I didn't put any wind on that at all. As I say, it's hardly any wind at all. It's dead still. So yeah, just dialed in the elevation, held steady on there. Got a rear rest on the rifle. Using the Element Nexus scope, very confident with that scope on this rifle, and yeah, job done. My dad used to take me out poaching rabbits now early in the morning, so that buzz has never really left me. In those days, as with air rifles, it didn't take me too long to progress up to shotguns and rimfires and then onto centerfire rifles. My dad taught me the basics of shooting. That was back in the air rifle days, but even then I was always trying to push the boundaries that little bit, just shoot that target a little bit further. I guess that's how I fell into the fox control work I do now. Watch the ground, I shoot over open hillsides, and there's hardly any cover, so most of the time you're shooting at sort of 200 yards or maybe more. Shooting in the UK is not as commonplace as it is in the rest of Europe. The country's quite built up in some areas, and it's important to try and get out and about before the rest of the population is. The hills that I shoot over are mostly used to graze sheep, and a lot of the farms will actually lamb out on the open hills. mostly due to the size of the flocks we have out here. Of course, when they're lambing, the smell of the afterbirth and blood brings foxes in like a drunk teenager to a kebab shop. I've spent an awful lot of time doing load development and that for this 260 rifle. It's a custom rifle I had it built about 12 years ago, and I feel very confident when I'm using this gun. It hardly gets cleaned or maintained, but it's a proper little tack driver. Certainly gives the foxes quite a tickle. All my kit's top end. I can't be doing with anything that's going to let me down the field when I need it most. If I'm out after a fox that's taking lambs, then everything needs to be reliable. The rifle, the scope, ammunition, everything. You'll see I've got a Element Nexus scope sat on the rifle there. That sort of says something for the brand. It's not let me down yet, it tracks perfectly. Always crisp, always clear. It's just what you need in low light situations before the sun gets up or at last light. Once that golden hour in the morning has passed, I like to have a few practice shots at stones or steel target, or maybe even thin out a few crows and that. They're always a bit of a pain around the farm, especially at lambing time. It's always good practice with whatever you're shooting. It's just that whole kind of ranging the target, judging the wind, and then trying to make that first round hit. It all becomes worthwhile when it comes together and you can make that 400 or 500 yard shot on a fox that you've just caught out in the open that you've been after for ages. There's also pheasant shoots on several of the farms that I cover, and foxes do a good job of hoovering up pheasant poults left, right and centre. Doesn't matter what kind of shooting I'm doing, to be honest, I love all of it, but foxing is definitely my favourite. That just pitting your wits against such a clever and wily creature, that's what it's all about. It's certainly a lovely morning to be out. Look at that, sun just up, bit of mist still just coming off the fields. Beautiful. I'll run over a lamb. Best not do that. So the lambs in this field are all a good size now. They're not going to be any risk to the foxes. They're too big unless they're sick. But we've also got a lot of game birds now on here, duck and that on the pond. It won't be long before the season's around again, so any foxes now we can get rid of, then so much the better. They're certainly not welcome on this farm. Aha, here we go. One very dead fox. So a tidy old set of teeth on him. So a bit of damage with him. Right, well, we'll come back out this evening, have another little look-see. But yeah, that was well worth coming out this morning, well worth getting the truck dirty. But we took that shot from up the top there, just where the fences meet, above the pylon there. Yeah, we were shooting above the pylon before anyone starts questioning that, but we were a long way above it, so it was a perfectly safe shot. We had a clear line of sight, plus we were dialing in a lot of elevation as well. So yeah, I was more than happy to take that shot. It was plenty safe, so good result.